Welcome back, children. This is our 10th and the last video for chapter 2, classification of elements. And in the previous video we were talking about the metallic and non-metallic characters, and we saw that from left to right metallic character becomes lesser and lesser, and then non-metallic character is seen to the right. Therefore we found that metals are placed to the left here. All the non-metals are placed on the right, and metalloids, a zigzag line of metalloids are separating the metals from the non-metals. Now I had asked you a question about electropositivity and electronegativity. Is electropositivity increasing from left to right? Is it increasing? Positivity means the metallic character where the electrons are donated easily. What is the answer? No. Okay, electropositivity decreases across a row, across a period. It becomes more electronegative towards the right. What about electropositivity from top to bottom in a group then? Electropositivity increases. Why does it increase? I had explained to you, as more and more shells are added, the size of the atom is becoming bigger and bigger. Electrons in the last shell are going away from the nucleus, and so it is easier to donate from top to bottom. Okay, and therefore from top to bottom in a group electropositivity increases. The reason, it could be a give reason, as more and more shells are added, the size of the atom increases, and so the force of attraction between the outermost electron and the nucleus is the least or lesser, and therefore it is easier now to donate electrons. However, in a row, that is in a period from left to right, electropositivity decreases as more and more electrons are added in the same shell. So it is very difficult now to donate electrons. However, as you move from left to right towards non-metals, it is easier now to accept electrons. So they become more electronegative. Okay, so here you see from left to right, electrons are added in the same shell. So now it becomes very difficult to donate these electrons. So electropositivity decreases. Okay, and this way you find it's easier now to donate electrons. So electropositivity increases. Okay, this is what you need to keep in mind. Now we come to the last two parts, and that is special characteristics of group 7A or group 17 elements called as halogens. Now here you find all the halogens starting with fluorine. Okay, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatine. Now what happens here is, now here you can see an arrow showing decreasing reactivity. As you go from fluorine to astatine, the reactivity becomes lesser and lesser. Okay, we haven't to really find a give reason and all for that. We won't discuss that unnecessarily. Okay, but you need to keep this order in mind. They may ask you to place group 17 or group 7A elements in order. For that you need to remember fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine. Okay, now here let us understand what are the characteristics of this group elements. Now group 7, that means there are 7 valence electrons, right? What will be the valency then? Yes, the valency will be 1, -1. So F fluorine becomes -1 ion, chlorine forms -1 ion, bromine, iodine, astatine, they all form -1 ion. And when they form ion, you remove the word iony and put the word iodide. So fluoride. Okay, died. So fluoride, chloride, bromide, iodide, acetate. This is the way they form compounds. Now why are these elements so special? Because they react with metals like sodium, calcium, potassium and magnesium, and they form salts of metals. Okay, like fluorine, if it reacts with sodium, sodium fluoride, sodium chloride, sodium bromide, sodium iodide, sodium acetate. Okay, so in this way they form salts. With calcium, they'll form calcium fluoride, calcium chloride, calcium bromide, calcium iodide, so on and so forth. So group 17 or 7A elements belong to halogen family. Okay, so they are all halogen family. They all have general formula X2, that is F2 fluorine, Cl2, Br2, I2 astatine, that is I2, etc. Okay, then fluorine, chlorine, bromine. Fluorine and chlorine, they are gases, while bromine is a liquid. Okay, iodine, however, is a solid. Okay, you'll see it in the laboratory as well. Iodine is there, bromine solution, bromine liquid, iodine is crystals. Okay, so you find iodine as solid. They all gain one electron because we know that their outermost electrons are 7. Okay, and because of that they are able to accept one electron, forming -1 ion. So they all gain one electron and form a single negative ion. They react with metals to form metal salts with ionic or electrovalent bond. The bond between them is ionic bond because they are both ions. For example, sodium chloride, common salt, sodium ion, chlorine ion. Okay, they exist as diatomic molecules. All of them exist as F2, Cl2, Br2, I2, At2, etc. Okay, the reason is because they are diatomic molecules. Okay, a little more about halogens. Halogens is a combination of ancient Greek word that means salt formers because they react with metals giving salts. For example, when they react with sodium, they give sodium chloride, which is a very common salt seen in all our kitchens. Naming the salts formed from the metals is very easy. You have to remove the word ione and replace it with IDE. So sodium chloride, sodium bromide, sodium iodide, potassium iodide, potassium fluoride. That way. On the periodic table, the halogens are last but one group. That is one group before the last one. Okay, 7th, and last is the 8th group, that is very next to the noble gases. Since they are group number 7, which indicates that halogens atom contains 7 valence electrons in the outermost shells, that is in their outermost energy level. In order to achieve stability of the nearest inert gas, they need to accept one electron. Okay, and therefore they accept one electron and become -1. And the last one is group 18, also called as zero group element or the noble gases like helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. Okay, now group 18 elements, they are all noble gases. We have studied them already. They are zero group elements. Outermost shell are completely filled. So they are inert, they are inactive. They do not participate in any type of chemical reactions. So they are also called as inert gases. They are found in nature in very small traces, so called as rare gases also. Mostly in the high atmosphere. They are found as monoatomic. You'll never find them as He2, Ne2. You'll find them as He, Ne, Ar, Kr because they are all self-contained. They have complete octet shells. So they don't have to really form diatomic molecules. They do not form any compounds. So they are inert or inactive. And these noble gases, all are gases. So they are the group 18 elements, also called as group 0 elements or 8A elements, because group 8, only 8 outermost, I won't say group 8, we call it as group 18 or 0 group elements. Okay, so here we end the chapter. Keep studying. I will see you back very soon with chapter 3.